Hi, this is Christy and I'm the Skeptic Medium. Today my video is going to be about suicide, the subject of suicide. I feel this is a really important subject to cover because I do a lot of readings to do with people that have got loved ones who committed suicide. And there's obviously always that question of, are they at peace and do they go to hell? What happens to these people that commit suicide? So I'm going to give some answers about that. I want to say that there is no single answer that stays the same for suicide, people that have committed suicide. Each story of each person that I do a reading for where suicide was involved is different from the next. But I have identified a few themes that I see as a repeating theme to do with suicide. First of all, one of the great tragedies of suicide is that you're cutting your opportunities for learning short. I've said in previous videos that it's very difficult to find a place on Earth. A lot of souls want to get onto this planet. It's a highly esteemed planet to be able to come here because of the lessons that it can give us. Because it is so difficult and it's quite a unique system, the Earth. And you can actually go and watch my video about why on earth we come to Earth to just understand a bit about why this planet is so unique. So when you commit suicide, you are cutting short those opportunities. And the more life that you end up cutting yourself short of, the greater the regret will be that you missed out on so many opportunities. Okay, so in the groups that I'm going to describe, the first one is the depressed person, the mentally ill person, the person that has been suffering with bipolar or depression or schizophrenia and has some kind of mental illness. What I've seen with these souls is that they do not regret when they have committed suicide. They express tremendous relief. I experience these souls as a very sort of heavy energy that makes me want to go to sleep. I feel like I just want to fall over. So that indicates to me usually when I am dealing with somebody that has either suffered very serious illness before death or depression and then possibly suicide. I've actually been shown that they were meant to commit suicide. It sounds strange, but they were. It was known that this would be an outcome based on the experiences that they would have. They express a tremendous amount of pride for the suffering that they endured, and they do talk about how extremely difficult it was. So now please don't think that I'm saying you should go off and commit suicide, please. Because that is really the exception, not the rule in that case. Right, the next kinds of souls where I see committing suicide are people that were driven to suicide. These would be people that were placed in such cruel circumstances of abuse, and also very often where there would have been a narcissistic, psychopathic individual in their family, friends group that would actually have caused them to have so much doubt in themselves that they feel that the earth is a better place without them there. The spirit world views this as very, very serious. While on earth we don't have any punishment system in place for people that have driven others to suicide, in the spirit world it is seen as extremely cruel. And it is seen as premeditated murder, except that you're getting the other person to take the knife to their throat. These souls, these people that have actually driven others to suicide have to pay a very heavy price for what they've done. And they will not escape justice. So if you are a person that is a victim of somebody like this, please be aware that punishment will be meted out and that everything in the end will be fair. Not only do we on the other side have to pay back what we have done, we also have to suffer what we caused. And so while here on earth we cannot actually feel the feelings of others, we can imagine, we could try to sympathize, we could try to understand, but we cannot actually feel what somebody else feels. In the spirit world we are able to feel what they feel. And so those that are deliberately going around tearing others down and finding joy in bringing misery to others or causing others to doubt themselves will feel the anguish that they caused and will pay the price. So it is very serious in the spirit world. The next type of suicide that I want to talk about is when a person has done it selfishly, as in I am going to have the final word and I'm going to punish you by committing suicide. You find these troubled individuals are people who have spent their life getting everybody to run circles around them by constantly threatening suicide or manipulating the people around them to get what they want. And then when they finally couldn't, their final goodbye will be, well, I'll show you and I'll commit suicide. These souls, I have had 2 readings where such souls came forward. It is important to note that they were kept far away from me. So bad is the energy around them that they are not allowed to come too close to me. I'm a person that protects myself from unhappy, disgruntled souls, and so they actually have to speak through a third person. What I do sense about them is their misery, that they did not have the final word, and that the punishment that they sought to bring about on others by committing suicide to punish others is being brought back to them, and they do not escape their misery or paying the price for what they have done. There is also another group of people that commit suicide who do it as a kind of cowardice, where their secret works are catching up with them, and so they think that the best way to get out of it is to commit suicide because they don't want to have to face the aftermath of what they've done. You don't escape. You have to deal with whatever you've been doing in secret on the other side. And what is even worse is that you don't have a physical body anymore, so you cannot even fix the problem on earth. So you have to wait until all the people that you influenced and affected have crossed over. And in the meantime, you sit in a state of isolation where you have to contemplate and experience the pain that you are causing to other people who are left behind. So my advice, if you are getting yourself deep in over your head with problems and you think that the solution will be to commit suicide, you won't escape it. You will have to face it, and you're cutting yourself short of opportunities to learn and grow from it. Take responsibility for your actions. If you've gotten involved in something illegal, just pay the price. Rather pay it here, because you will have to pay the price. You cannot escape it. So I think that covers what I have experienced so far about suicide. I would encourage people to really not consider it as an option, because you fought to get your place here. It is very much like you managed to get into a prestigious training academy, one of the finest known, and because it's too difficult, you cut yourself short and you bailed the test. You basically walked out of the exam room. After all that hard work and preparation, when it finally came time to write the exam, you walked out. So rather just try to stay as long as you possibly can. I'm Christy and I'm a Skeptic Medium, and you can find me on YouTube and Facebook.